Hi everyone, and I hope you can all hear me okay. Thanks for joining us today. It's really exciting presentation we've got to give you today because it's a whole new membership scheme that we want to tell you about, and yeah, we're all really excited about it at Basis. Just before we start, I wanted to just go through some kind of admin bits. So we're going to have a question and answer session at the end where I've got Michelle with me here today as well. Membership professional registers manager, so Michelle will also be able to answer any questions kind of on the nuts and bolts of how the membership scheme will work, and then I'll also be able to answer some questions on why we've set the scheme up and why we're doing this. I ought to probably introduce myself as well for anyone of you that don't know me. My name's Greg Hopkinson. I'll be presenting most of the presentation today, and I'm the head of business development at Basis. So obviously, with this being a new scheme, this has been something I've been working on with Michelle and other members of the team over the last few months. Also, if anyone can't hear me or if you have any technical issues, I just ask, can you put them into the Q&A box? So you should have an ability in the Q&A, a Q&A box at the bottom of your screen. If you can just click on that then and put in if you can't hear me or if there are any technical issues, then that'd be fantastic, because when you're presenting it can be difficult to know. And that's also where you can put in some questions and add questions that you've got. So what we'll do is we'll collate all those questions at the end and we'll kind of run through them. So if you've got any questions, then please put them in there and we'll cover them at the end, if that's okay. So like I say, this is a new scheme for us, and really it's trying to meet our core principles as an organisation, and this is kind of what we've developed as our company promise. And really what we're looking at here is improving standards. So that's what's really important to us as an organisation. That's what we always want to do. And the reason we want to improve standards is because we want to protect the environment and ensure we've got a sustainable future for the food production and land management industries. We want us to be able to produce food in a safe, sustainable way that, like I say, that doesn't damage the environment. And the way that we really do that is to support people within the industry. We want to make them more knowledgeable, improve the standards of the advice and management they can deliver on UK farms and on land management and food production more generally. And we're really keen to kind of support that. So that's why we wanted to help with and generate and start the trainee membership, because we thought, well, one way to improve standards is to get the highest caliber of people into the industry, and those new entrants into the industry, we want them to be progressive individuals who are keen to learn and be the best managers and advisors they can be. And then hopefully if we can provide that guidance and support kind of right from the start of their career, then that will help them throughout and will help us achieve that overall aim. So how will the trainee membership support these new entrants to the industry and promote UK agriculture as a fantastic industry to work in? And really it's got three key strands to the trainee membership. Firstly, it's about helping new people to the industry advance their knowledge. There's so much to learn about food production and land management, whatever their kind of specialism is. And we want to provide the support that will help them advance their knowledge at those initial stages in the career, so kind of before they've started their basis qualifications or any basis courses. We also want people to be able to connect within the industry, so that's connecting with other trainees or other new members so they can share and collaborate ideas. It's connecting with us as an organisation. We're generally pretty involved and work really closely with lots of members, with our current members and or the candidates taking our courses. So it's a great way to kind of collaborate and connect with us, and also other organisations and companies as well throughout the industry. And finally, it's about raising these new entrants' profile within the industry. If you're associated with Basis and you're on the trainee membership, we really think it can show that you're a progressive individual who really wants to learn and is serious about developing a really successful career in the industry. So it's all about raising those individuals' profiles, which can be difficult at those initial stages in people's career. So I really want to go through now is kind of the benefits to trainee members for signing up for the trainee membership scheme, and it really follows those three key strands. So advancing the knowledge first, how are we going to help people advance their knowledge at those initial stage of their career? So firstly, it's all about accessing training resources. So that's going to be through things like the BASIS Classroom and also the regular BASIS webinars that we've started running this year. And these benefits have become so much more accessible to people over the last year or so, as a lot of our training and CPD has gone online, and BASIS have started providing CPD opportunities ourselves as well. We're also looking at providing access to the Fertiliser Matters quarterly updates, which is another great resource of knowledge on that area. Another plan is to do a specific trainee membership focused annual seminar. So at the minute, that looks like that could be run online. It could be a blended event where people could either attend in person and it'd be delivered online, or it could be an in-person event in the future. It all depends, obviously, on the situation at the minute. But this seminar would be specifically kind of focused at those new entrants to the industry. So it would be providing information on career development, why CPD is so important, how to create your pathway of BASIS qualifications. We're looking at probably getting people who've kind of had that experience of going from a new entrant to developing a successful career as an advisor or manager within the industry. So that's what we're really going to be focusing on there. I think that'll be a real benefit and something that isn't easily accessible at the minute for a lot of people. So now it's all about connecting with the industry. And like I said at the start, we really think for trainee members, having that association with the most well-respected professional register within the crop production industries is really important. And we think it's really going to help people as they sorry, my screen just flashed up then, so I was worried I'd dropped out on the presentation, but I think it is still working, hopefully. Yeah, we really think that association with ourselves will help people connect. There'll be other trainee members there, and when people see that you're a member of the member with BASIS, well, you've got that kind of common ground, which will really help people as they start off in the industry. It's also about building that network of trainee members. We're looking at ways that they'll be able to connect with each other. There's such a fantastic ability for people who are starting out at the same kind of stages of the career to share knowledge and share experiences and tips on training and developing business and all sorts, really. And yeah, we're really looking at how we can build those relationships between trainee members. And this will really help. And then I've got another slide, and this trainees will develop a relationship and understanding of BASIS. So this is kind of linked to the point I put earlier, but it's building that confidence and understanding of how the BASIS schemes and qualifications work. All members, hopefully, if you want to be an agronomist or a farm manager or an advisor in the industry in general, will one day want to be aimed to achieve the FACT qualification or the certificate in crop protection or beyond the BASIS professional register. And having that understanding of how BASIS works from the start will hopefully provide a bit of clarity to how their career will develop in the future. Another thing we think trainee members might find useful is kind of, if you're a BASIS trainee membership and you've gone out there and you decided to join a scheme, it kind of indicates to either your current employer or even maybe prospective employers, say you're just leaving university or you're in a more operational job role and you want to move towards that kind of advisory level role, that you've got that desire to learn and develop. You've gone out there, you've joined this scheme that is widely recognised, that gives you access to further learning resources, and I think it really shows that kind of desire there. And finally, kind of for the trainee members, they're still going to have a ID card, and they're still going to be able to, I'll talk a bit more about this at the end, but it's going to be provide them with the ability to track the training they're doing. A lot of students and a lot of new people to the industry, before they've done any BASIS qualifications or any other qualifications, are still attending events and still doing CPD, but at the minute there's no way for them to kind of track that and demonstrate it to people. So we think this will provide that kind of opportunity to show, right, this is the training that I've done, and this is, I can prove it by showing my BASIS trainee membership training record. So the other area we think that trainee membership would benefit is kind of the companies and organisations that are employing new entrants into the industry. Firstly, for those employers, when new people join, they've got access to some really great training resources, like we were saying, Basis Classroom, Fertiliser Matters, Basis webinars, that they might not be able to access otherwise. And that will really help with their learning and development, and kind of those online and kind of distance learning resources are only going to grow over the coming years. It also allows people employing new entrants to see what CPD is being undertaken by trainees. And I can't imagine this is going to be a way of kind of analysing what they're doing, but it's more going to be for identifying areas of development. So, for example, if they're working towards, if the employer wants them to achieve the FACS qualification, if they've been attending a lot of CPD events, and you can see but not many have been focused around the plant nutrition sector, then kind of training can be more targeted, and you can say, oh, have you thought about going to X, Y, and Z event, or this webinar, or this kind of classroom course, and it'll help you kind of focus the training around that. The next 2 points are kind of linked. I'm going to put them together, but it really kind of aims to improve engagement with training and attending events. If trainee members are still having to register, scan the card at events, we're really hoping it will encourage them to go to more events and start learning and developing at the start of their career. And it's kind of linked to this is we really want to encourage new entrants to have this progressive and positive attitude towards training. When they join the industry, we know there's so much to learn with food production and land management and crop production and agronomy, that actually people have got to come in and understand that there's so much to learn, and having that positive attitude towards training from the start, we think can make a real difference. The other benefit we think it might bring is kind of ensuring trainees feel valued. And I always, when we were talking about this, when we were first starting thinking about developing this scheme, I always went back to my experiences of when you were a trainee before you'd done any basic qualifications. You'd be at an agronomist meeting, and you'd pass around the kind of basis registration form, and you'd have to kind of quietly shuffle it along to the next person because you weren't signing up and you probably didn't feel like it was for you quite. While actually being part of the trainee membership scheme, it might seem silly, but being able to be there and record the CPD the same as kind of more experienced and established colleagues, and the same with attending all events, going up there, we think it will help really build confidence and ensure that trainees feel just as valued when they're at the events as kind of established agronomists or advisors on the professional register. And we also think a benefit for employers is that the trainees they'll have a network of like-minded people from other organisations and companies all on the kind of same membership scheme. And we think that's a great opportunity to share experiences and best practice, and yeah, it's a great way for people to kind of share knowledge. And the other thing is kind of, if you've got a new entrant on the Basis trainee membership scheme, then you'll be able to demonstrate to other people in the industry that that individual is credible and is a progressive and is someone committed to the industry. So whether that's meeting prospective customers or people from other companies, or people you might want that individual might want to collaborate with in the future, helping build that network, it really does provide that kind of credibility towards that. Now, this is my final slide on benefits, and obviously this isn't going to be applicable to everyone, but we also, important to us is our kind of network of Basis approved trainers, and we actually think having candidates and students on the trainee membership scheme as well as on their kind of training qualifications will provide some real benefits for our trainers. So again, like I've said, that training resource which can back up the teaching that they're doing, the formal teaching that they're doing, also helps trainee members become associated with Basis and kind of will encourage them to go on to Basis courses. Like the foundation course will be a classic example for the trainee membership, but it will really help encourage uptake on those courses. And following on from that, with the guidance and support, we start and the kind of trainee membership is that first step on the career pathway. we think we've now got a really clear pathway for new entrants into the industry to go from, right, I'm interested in this industry, I'll join the trainee membership, to then moving on to potentially a foundation course, then towards certificate crop protection or FACS, and then finally you could end up with someone going right from trainee membership through to achieving the basis diploma. And we think we've now got a fantastic pathway for someone who might have never been involved with agriculture before to develop a really successful career. So we think that pathway is really important. And it's also could be a way for our trainers to assess students' knowledge. So if a trainee member provided their kind of CPD and what CPD they've been doing, then they could assess that and look at areas for improvement and potentially use CPD events as a way to back up their training as well. So my final slide now is going to give a bit more detail on kind of how it will work. So I think I've got this in my head now, but Michelle will step in if I say anything wrong or miss anything out, because obviously Michelle's really involved in kind of actually delivering this as a scheme. So it's going to be an annual membership, so 1st of June to the 31st of May, exactly the same as the professional register. We're planning to launch it on the 1st of February, so that's when you'll be able to sign up for the first time, and the plan is for that is, well, I'll come into this, the annual fee is £65 per year for members. But the plan is, obviously, there's a gap between the 1st of February and the 1st of June. So what we decided to do is, if you sign up, say, on the 1st of February, then your membership would run to the 31st of May, kind of 2021. So basically, you'll get extra months as well, because before we start at the 1st of June, that's the kind of plan for that. So obviously, the earlier you sign up, the more benefit you'll kind of get from that membership fee. There's going to be an online application form, and then once that application form has been completed, an invoice will be sent out to that individual, which can be paid online or via bank transfer. And once that's kind of come through, then the member will receive their membership pack. So that'll include an ID card for collecting CPD points and with all their details on. And it'll also provide, and this will be via email, the information about the scheme. So we've got some leaflets and documents to send out to them that will kind of inform them everything they need to know about how the scheme will run, how to collect points, how to check their points, and all the kind of benefits it brings, as well as their basis classroom login details as well. Now, there's going to be absolutely no requirement for trainees to collect CPD points. However, we are going to really encourage trainee members to collect CPD points at events just like they would do on the professional register. And that's so we can help deliver all the benefits we've spoken about tracking CPD and encouraging learning, which will be fantastic. Then on complete, so then what happens if you're in the trainee membership but then halfway through the year you do the foundation course or the certificate in crop protection and you successfully pass that? Well, your membership is, you don't have to do anything really. Your membership will be automatically upgraded. You'll join the full basis professional register and it'll work exactly the same as it currently does. You'll receive your membership card in the post for the professional register, and you kind of jumped up from the trainee membership onto the basis professional register. So there's not a lot actually that needs to happen in between. And talking about basis CPD events, the other thing we're going to do is we're going to hopefully run a basis trainee of the year awards, which could well be split into different categories as well. And obviously there'll be awards for this, and this will be based on the total number of CPD points collected over that 12-month period. So yeah, from the 1st of June to the 31st of May. So which I think will be fantastic. It'll encourage people to do it, and we can demonstrate, we can raise people's profile. And I hope everyone knows about the awards we have at the minute for kind of the best candidates or the best projects in different qualifications and basis courses, and this will run in a similar way to that. So that's a really exciting part of it. A couple of things I just wanted to follow up on here. One is, obviously we'll have some employers attending today, and they might think, oh, we've got 6 new trainee agronomists or who are joining, and we'd like to have all of them on the scheme. Well, the best thing to do then is to probably just contact Michelle directly, and she can arrange for that, because obviously it'll be easier to do it as a group rather than individuals signing up all at the same time. So if you've got a group of people who want to sign up, or someone you employ you want to sign up, then the best thing to do is just to get in touch with Michelle. And the other thing I wanted to just point out is, obviously, because there's no qualification CPD requirements, this scheme is not a professional register. So obviously it doesn't indicate in any way that someone has a competency to complete a specific role like the basic professional register does. So what we've done is we've really tried to differentiate that. So that's kind of with the unique logo that you can see in the top right corner. We've used membership scheme and trainee member with no reference to kind of register or professional register. The ID cards are going to be a slightly different colour. They're going to be a light blue rather than the white that we have at the minute. So we've tried to really differentiate that just to make it clear for everyone. My final thing to say before we move on to any questions is, as well as this event, we're also going to host a more widely distributed and promoted event on Thursday, the 11th of February at 4 o'clock. This is going to be the basic trainee membership webinar. So like I say, this is going to be more focused on those people who actually would like to sign up as a trainee member to find out more about the scheme. Obviously, by that date, it'll all be live on our website, and they'll be able to go on and actually click and attend and click and join the membership scheme. And this will be promoted widely on social media through our membership, our members newsletter that'll be going out at the start of February. So I'd really encourage everyone today, if you think you might have someone who's interested, then please share that information, or even if not, if you could share it on your social media when we tweet about it and things like that, that'd be kind of much appreciated. So that's everything I've got to cover today. If anyone's got any questions, I haven't got any there at the minute, then please please add them in now. Unless Michelle's got anything she'd like to add as well.
No, I think you've covered it fantastically. Thank you. I can't think of any, but if anyone has got any queries afterwards or whatever, then just contact me. They've all got my number, or you, Greg, and we'll be happy to help. So I think it's a great thing, and hopefully we'll get a lot of uptake. Thank you.
Thanks, Michelle. So what I am going to do now, actually, I've not done this. I'm still learning on Teams webinars as well, on how to use the software. But I think I can into the. Oh no, I can't do that. No. What we're going to do is I want to distribute some membership, some information, the leaflets about this. I thought I could attach it into the meeting, but I don't think I'm that clever. I'm not sure how you do that. So what I'm going to do is I've got everyone's email address who's attended today, and we'll distribute the leaflets that we'll be using to kind of promote, and also the information leaflet for new members about the trainee membership after this meeting has gone out. I hope you've all enjoyed it, and yeah, thanks everyone for joining.